confirmed it.
You said what?
Remix is coming through. He confirmed it.
Remix is coming through. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are here for season 9. We back.
I can't.
Season 9.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. I miss recording with y'all. I was telling mad people that.
We back.
I was like,
season 9. I want everybody to know this is a very New York podcast. I hope y'all know this is a New York podcast. We love the South. We love the Midwest. We love the West. But this is New York in the building.
Good morning.
My man with his Cameron pink on.
Talk to him, Jay.
The worst of time.
The sun is shining. It's a new season. Good
Number
morning.
9.
Good afternoon. We got Miles on the ones and twos.
Put the rest inside now, ready to rock.
But you know what? We can't forget the other borough that nobody talks about. Hold on!
With Mr. Black and the Cameron pink.
We back! Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody loving themselves.
Absolutely. I hope you're staying well. The weather's starting to get nice.
Love y'all.
Yeah.
We back.
Woo! I want to know what made you pick these songs in that order. Well, that's a bar. He said outright. You ready to roll that back? He said, I sell more pies than Mrs. Smith. That's wild.
Yes.
That's a bar.
But you know what? OP, baby!
That's from the Boogie. Shout out to Jay Quest.
We back! Season 9 in the building!
I'm shocked you haven't played no Queen shit yet.
I can't because we're gonna get in trouble.
How? That people be knowing? 50 be knowing? Good, let 50 fucking sit know. Fucking sponsor us, Trump vitamin water ass. Fuck, it doesn't matter. He did. And that's when niggas was really trying to drink vitamin water once 50 got put it on.
Well, because it was in the hood. Facts. He put it in the corner store.
Yo, that's hilarious, though. That just made me think of when you kept saying many men on Tuesday.
Well, Grim was bugging. He was talking about his life.
Yo, I did not know he was a hood nigga, so that threw me all the way off.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, what? Like, yeah. Yo, when you asked that question about his friend, I was just like, why would you ask?
Because I didn't care. I was just like.
And neither did he, but I was just like, but I just wasn't expecting him. Like, when he said he got killed, I assumed got shot, but when he said shot in the head, I was like, whoa.
Execution style.
I was like, that wasn't.
Did they ever get redemption? Just no got hand though.
Right, like he got quiet, and I was just like, yo. Well, at that moment, I said, that's a hood nigga. Like anybody that gives the illusion of niggas got fucked up, we not gonna talk about it or incriminate ourselves. I was like, oh, that's weird. But Jobber Nation, welcome to the season premiere, season 9. God, how do we have 9 seasons? Like, where did the time go?
Shout out to Dirty Heels.
Of the Jobbertears podcast, as
Shout
always.
out to my son Snugs.
Who's that?
Matrell. I mean,
oh, okay.
Matrell, yeah.
I was like, I know people government names or names that they have.
AKA Snugs.
I was like, Snugs, like Snuggie, like the fabric softener.
Don't worry about that. Snugs.
You know, it's none of my
In
business.
the streets is Snugs.
But anyway, thank you guys for joining us on our season premiere. We took a little break, but we actually haven't because we've been recording on Tuesdays with our JTP Lounge for the month of May, leading up to Battle Club Pro show on May 29th. So once again, thank you so much to O'Shea Edwards and Hitman for Hire, Mr. Grimm. The last 2 episodes has been really phenomenal, really personal, really laid back. So we're super excited to see them on May 29th in Ridgefield Park for Battle Club Pro show. Who do we have coming up? We have 2 more Tuesdays to go. So stay tuned for those special guests. We won't release them. You guys will have to tune in for that. Other than that, what's new? I was telling
before you continue,
everybody,
please check out the previous episode of JTP Jams with Jazz, Thunder Rosa, my man D-Lo Brown, because I am down with the Brown. Please check that out. And also, please check out this week's episodes of Sasson Talk, the Lovers episode. Please check out Your Sports and please check out previous episodes of 2.5 Bros, only on the Jobbertears Network page. And please, if you can, please check out previous episodes of Talk of Champions, our sister network. Shout out to them. And please, you have a blessed day and keep on taking your CMOS. And that was our church announcements.
Well.
Oh, please.
Let
Oh,
the church
yes.
say amen.
Let's not forget, Sunday, we are back at Legends Bar for WrestleMania.
I love how you took my job.
Backlash.
So great.
Please check it out. You already know the deal. Obviously, please click in the description for the Eventbrite. And yeah, that's it.
Yo, so I low-key try to look and see what the flights were to Jacksonville. When they said, and I knew it, I was like, yeah, these niggas is gonna do tickets. But as Mr. Black did mention,
they haven't sold out.
No, the tickets haven't gone sale yet. They're gonna sell Monday.
Oh, I'm thinking of Dynamite. I think.
No, yeah, Dynamite. So we'll get into that.
Shantice
But
says hi.
Huh?
She said hi only to us two.
Who?
Shantice.
Hello.
Oh, she's mad at me.
And Donna says happy new season.
Good day. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, really.
I never met Donna, but I feel like I know her for years.
Oh no, that's like Auntie. She knows.
I never met this
She's
lady.
Auntie Donna. So when
Jen met her.
When the world gets a little better, she'll be able to come out. But we do really want to thank every single person that has supported us, been on this ride for the past 9 seasons of the Jobbertears podcast.
What?
It has been one hell of a ride, but that we continue to keep going and going with. But as Mr. Black mentioned, this Sunday we will be at Legends for WrestleMania Backlash, and then 2 weeks from there, Memorial Day weekend, we'll be in Jersey Saturday for Battle Club Pro, and then the Sunday we'll be back at Legends for AEW's Double or Nothing. Those are the interested that are going, that would like to go. They are actually selling tickets for Double or Nothing. I do believe tickets are going to sell this Monday. And they have like a 3-day pass, so they're making it into like a weekend kind of thing, which is cool. And they're going back on the road for Dynamite. So all good things is happening as the world's opening up.
Dynamite.
Other than that, I'm trying to think what else. As Mr. Black did mention, shout outs to all of our podcasts that are under our brand and our network. We do appreciate all the hard work and dedication that every single person puts into their show, into what they do. It's not easy. So we once again want to acknowledge everyone for that. Special birthday shout out. I'll probably have to tell her to listen to this. My homegirl Tiffany, that's been my homegirl. So remember the Spanish girl you asked me about one time you met her? You was like, who's the Spanish girl? She's like thick. She's Spanish.
Yo, Tiffany, the one with the adorable daughter.
Yes.
Yo, shout out to her, man.
It's her birthday.
Let me do this. Happy birthday to you, Queen. I understand that it's hard out there being a single mother, though. But, proud of you out there. You're beautiful. Your daughter's beautiful. She's in school. You're doing your thing.
Yeah.
She's dope because you're dope. Shout out to you, Queen. And, again, happy birthday. Yo, she fine. Yo, when I say she fine, son, yo, listen. Let me go in depth how fine this
Actually, no,
is.
we don't have time for that. But
she fine.
We can talk. You can tell her yourself. But Tiffany, once again, whenever you figure it out, you got social media. But
shout
Tiffany,
out to Michael. My son Michael has an event this Sunday out here singing out here. And please check out his single out, Bad.
And he has a new one coming out.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That actually is my favorite song.
Oh, and please check out previous
he'll
episodes
say otherwise.
Please check out previous episode that he did with 2.5 Bros when he's talking about his life. Yo, this nigga's a movie, B. This is a movie.
He's starting a book.
Yo.
Actually.
Tell him.
So you can tell him. You can watch it.
Oh, yeah. Listen, man. Get that book out, B. Be like a hood figure out here, B. Shout out to Hood Cinemas on YouTube.
That's wild and interesting. But yes, once again, we always do our best to support those that support us. So thank you so much. Before we get into it, once again, what is new? What's going on? What are you watching? What's in the wonderful world of your lives? Anything new? No, nothing.
I've been watching the Invincibles.
Did you watch that? I mean, it just came on Amazon Prime. Mikey had me watching that yesterday, and that first episode got me involved, so now I gotta watch it. So.
Nobody reads. Well, get an audio book.
You said no one reads?
Yeah, but get in.
Who said no one reads?
Tay, from Your Sports.
Well, no. I mean, no.
She's right, but get it on auto and get it on Audible and make him read it to make him feel like I want to feel like, yo, Mike, son, you'll get mad cheddar out. My bad. He's from Queens, right?
Yeah.
So, yo.
So I'm still trying to figure out how I got
you'll get mad chicken out here, B. Audible. Read the book so people can feel your story, dogs. You're a singer, so you can sing in between lines. Like, yo, it'll be the West Side Story in the book.
Lord,
yo.
This man is out here.
Working.
So how do you feel being a part of the reason why the United States is short on chicken wings? How do you feel about that?
It was a rough time, man.
What?
You didn't read the article? There's a shortage of chicken wings in the United States.
Where did that bring you?
They're going to clone some new ones.
But I thought it was funny because I thought the same thing. I was like, see, this is what happens when y'all have wing challenges and shit. Y'all niggas eating too many wings.
But at least they eating them.
Yeah.
Some people just eat like mad cute and go, I'm full.
That's their business.
You wasting wings.
Like Tabitha would say, that's their business.
Kids in Africa eat it.
Wow. Okay. Well, so is anything going on?
No. Somebody just texted me this video of remember when Thanos was like, hold on, I'll send it.
You can also, you can play it. I was like, you could also play it as well.
You know that
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you?
Mind you, he's almost looking at this.
Only one.
So this is the Thanos
I'm
thing?
a visual learner, and he's.
So this is the Thanos thing where Thanos is like telling the Avengers like, look what has come back. You come back to me. And they text me a picture of Zelina Vega going back to WWE.
She's the ultimate Thanos. I mean, and we'll get into that to the rumor of the week when we talk about that, which I think is exciting. And honestly speaking, I don't know why they really let her go to begin with. But first on the docket, there's a lot of wrestling documentaries storming the TV screens. So you have on Vice, Dark Side of the Ring, which they debuted, I believe, last week. And they had it was a 2-part episode for Brian Pillman.
Fire.
Very, very good. There was a lot of things I was like, oh. But Brian Pillman Jr.'s mom looks rough. Whoa.
Karma. That's what karma does to you.
Rough is an
And
understatement.
the daughter said that she
I didn't even know. So that was the cool part. I didn't even know he had other kids outside of the son.
Oh, I knew that.
So to have the 2 girls, but Papa was a Rolling Stone because they all got different mamas. So I was like, woo. There's a lot going on at that.
Brian Pillman.
In that era of time. But Brian Pillman, they gave off the energy of like, he was just like, if I wanted something, I'm going to go for it type of thing. And when I'm done, I'm done. So we had Dark Side of the Ring on Vice. And then the last few weeks, A&E has had, I think it's an 8-part series for biography. And so the first episode was Austin. The second episode was Macho Man. And then this past week's episode was with Booker T.
I don't know why that was the most controversial episode.
I don't get it either.
So if anybody doesn't know who hasn't watched it, they were done well. I didn't see the Macho Man one.
So,
do you have an issue with them? Some people had issue with the Macho Man.
So the Macho one, I think it was a lot of, they focused a lot on his relationships and like low-key how toxic they were. And it was just like, but there was a lot of other things going on at that same time. So I think they focused really too much on the bad shit instead of like highlighting his like career and all that stuff. Because
didn't his brother approve of it?
Yeah, and he was on it. Lanny was on it. So it wasn't, I mean, I can appreciate it in a sense of like information I didn't know. So like I look at it like, okay, this is something new. I'm not looking at something repetitive that is on, Peacock now. Because I was about to say WWE Network. But it's not something repetitive. It was something new and different because they spoke on, it's on A&E.
It's only on A&E.
But actually it may be on Peacock because A&E might be owned by the same distributor.
It might be owned by NBC?
Yeah.
Or whatever the company is.
I think they may be. So it could be on Peacock. You have to check. But I did. So like the relationship with Gorgeous George and stuff, I was glued. I was like, oh, this is
what did they say
wild.
about her? I didn't get to watch it yet.
No, they basically just really touched on like really throughout the series, throughout the episode was that he embodied the character. And I think a lot of wrestlers end up doing that in their real lives outside of the ring and inside of the ring. Like Ric Flair to me is the poster child of you really living the gimmick. Mm-hmm. And I think at the time Macho was really living the gimmick and just being angry all the time and being just loud all the time.
But okay. All right. And this is something I like to look at other people's point of views on it and what they're going through at the time. Mm-hmm. So number one thing is you lived in a fucked up time to be a wrestler. Let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of drugs.
Tons.
A lot of drugs. Macho Man was coked up a lot of times. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna say he was, but I'm pretty sure he was.
No, I'm pretty sure he was on something.
He was on something. That's another thing.
It's the GOAT.
Also,
to me.
I really empathize with his relationship and why he was so overly protective of Miss Elizabeth.
So the one not negative, but the thing that I didn't like was that I felt like fucking Hogan was out here narrating a story, and it was just like you're painting this picture of you guys. You know what's funny?
Hogan was in all of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was like a way to like.
God damn.
So I remember a while ago. Somebody was telling me about he had a meeting with an executive about doing some like wrestling stuff, and I was like, "How did it go?" And then he was like, "It went horrible." I was like, "Oof, okay." And then the executive was like, "Wrestling, Hulk Hogan?"
Exactly.
So even though us fans who actually still watch the product are like, "What the fuck is this guy in every one of these?" Because he was in every one of A&E's thing. Casual fans still connect wrestling to Hogan.
Right.
And I think that's why he was put on. Because the Booker T one was a little like, why are you here,
Why
bro?
are you here? Like, how did you get invited to the table?
Rowdy, I can see.
Piper.
Macho Man,
I can see. Who was the first one?
He wasn't really in Austin.
Austin.
Like
Austin
that.
he wasn't really in Austin.
I don't remember him being in Austin.
I don't remember him being in Austin because it made no sense to him being in Austin.
But Piper and Macho I understood, but my thing was that regardless of whatever you're saying, Hogan, this man literally put his whole marriage out there in public, got a divorce, and still put his ex-wife on.
Because
she still was getting that's how she got the WCW thing.
But he still loved her, and the thing he still loved. He will
always love her, and that was the thing. And I just felt like, in Hogan's point of view, from him experiencing, because they lived really close. Because remember, that was the first episode of Dark Side of the Ring, the first season, and a lot of what Hogan had mentioned about their relationship was mentioned in Dark Side, like how she would call Linda and they would talk a lot and they would do this and they would do that. And they would be they were friends, but it was just like, bro, we all know he didn't reconcile with you until almost 2 years before he died. Like, my man created a whole rap out. He dissed. He was the original diss wrestler to fucking Hogan.
That shit was good, though.
Yeah.
Be a man, Hogan.
Be a man, Hogan.
Bars.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
fire.
So, like, you painting this narrative of you guys being BFFs. Yes, the Mega Powers was popping at that time. Yes, you did, in a sense, put him over to an extent at that time, even though I think Rick did it better, but whatever. But the whole, just the narrative, it was just like, bro,
But again,
not necessary.
Again.
Hold on, we gotta play this out a little bit.
Whatever they call you, I'm coming after you, you coward.
Coward.
Fire.
Be a man, Hogan.
Be hard hog, now you done turns off.
Oh, my bad, you can go.
Wow, go ahead. What were your thoughts, Mr. Black?
Wait, what?
What were your thoughts?
Oh, nah. Again, our voices don't matter at this point when it comes to stuff outside the wrestling world. This is what I like to call the outside the bubble, the real world. So, as long as they're paying him probably $1 million appearance, $2 million, whatever, he's gonna keep on doing it. We all know that Hogan don't have a lot of integrity. Simple. How many times have you heard a story of Hogan? You look like, nigga, why you lying so much, B? And people don't understand that. It's just like, yo, Hogan's gonna be Hogan.
Right.
You know what? You don't. Go ahead, finish.
And guess what? We just not realizing that because we're adults now. Because before, you didn't know Hogan was Hogan because he grew up in an era where like you had to be larger than life. You had to be. So now he trenches the era where he successfully did when he had that reality TV show, but then he still acts like Hogan. He does not act like Terry. The only time that he ever act like Terry when he was defending himself and said that this is Terry and this is Hogan.
But somebody has said something to me. They were like, they don't believe he's lying. They believe that he's just telling his side of the truth.
Truth.
Where it's like,
I agree.
You can, even though it is complete bullshit.
Opposite.
of what the reality of
and
the
that's
situation
just
is.
People that have been literally they've trained it. Do you see the obnoxiousness of that? They've seen. That's just how people do when they've told the story so many times that same way that now they believe that is the truth when they know subconsciously that that's not what happened. And it's just, I get Hogan as a part of history.
It's called narcissism.
He's the definition. But I get Hogan. Hogan is a part of, I'm never going to take away what he's done for the business. I'm never going to take away from the history he's made and what he's done and the doors he's opened. But it's just like, I just don't, when it comes to Macho, I'm very sensitive about that. I'm like, listen, the narrative you're trying to paint, like you guys were the bestest of friends. Bro, he didn't even take a phone call for you until almost 2 years before he died. And then he made amends because.
Why did he really hate Hogan? Did they ever explain that? Because I've never seen it. And nobody explained it either. So
and honestly speaking, I think the truth died with him. In all honesty. And I think you get to a point, like, think of it, like someone pissed you off or someone you felt did you wrong. Mm-hmm. And now let's say 10 years have passed. You don't even remember why they did you wrong. But you got to keep that same energy. So you got to be like, I can't fuck with you like that.
But what if it's a case of Hogan did nothing to Macho Man, but he noticed how Hogan was messed up to everyone else?
What if it wasn't something that serious?
But I do like. But
what if it was Hogan taking the last slice of pizza?
No, but my issue with Hogan has always been like he never felt.
No.
I mean, it could be that. Or like,
what if
he didn't have his favorite beer?
What if it's like that? Because these old niggas hold grudges forever. Be like, if you hear old niggas beef, yo,
I would. You know who I would absolutely love to just meet and ask that question is fucking Iron Sheik. I want to know what was it?
Tweet him.
That I don't have the Bluebird. You do it. Y'all do it on Jobbertears.
Tweet Iron Sheik.
Oh yeah, Izzy.
Yeah,
somebody tweet him because I don't have the Bluebird. But that's the one nigga I would love to be like, yo, can you give 15 minutes? Talk about why the fuck you hate Hogan so much.
I think you know what it is. I think Hogan ruined the ecosystem of wrestling.
See,
I think that's what my brother's trying to say. I think it's one of those where it's like.
He did so much effed up things that everyone else.
It's that concept of not everybody eating. Like you always talk about.
It was always about him. Constantly about him. But the thing about it, he got away with it because he was a cash cow.
Right. And it goes back to when they had the episode on now Peacock of Yokozuna. And when they said that Yoko was okay with winning. He got to not only that, but he got to be able to be a part of a storyline that took around a whole year of him wrestling. So Hogan winning the title at WrestleMania, what was it, 8? No, 9? For the fake ass cash and the Money in the Bank type shit. It allowed Yoko to then still be the heel and then be able to run a storyline with Hogan across seas because that's what it was. It was basically like on some like, yo, we're going to go to Japan. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Yeah. And the title needs to be on me. And that's always was my issue. That's my grip with Hogan. It was just like, the whole point of once you get to a certain point of your career, you want to be able to put on the future or you want to be able, like at that time when the Mega Powers thing, that was your man's.
So Sanchis
that was your whole nigga.
Hogan and his wife hid Elizabeth from him. While she was there, they did everything with her that he was trying to keep her away from.
Yeah.
But
you know what? But where was Hogan when Lex was out here killing her? Where was these niggas at?
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well,
exactly.
Well,
like be real. Like where was y'all? Like if that was really somebody you cared about and that you appreciated and that you.
No, it's true. No.
Where were you when in that WCW era? Where she was with Lex and your ex-husband was in the same damn group, and then y'all saw that they was doing all type of drugs. Him, Scott Hall, all of them was out here shooting it up, doping it up.
It's pills, I think.
Don't matter. They was doing all that shit, and they was giving her the same amount that all of they was taking, and she's 1/8 of their size. So Hogan and Linda, where the fuck was y'all at when that was going down?
Well, because this is what it is,
but at some point. We don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened.
What if Hogan actually tried? When somebody's addicted to that pipe,
Oh, no, that's
Yo,
real.
it's hard for them just to say
Yo,
no.
let me tell y'all a quick funny story. So Mikey, the other day, he said a guy came into Home Depot. He said, yo, the guy asked me if we had pipes. So he was like, yeah, like for plumbing. And he's like, nah, I need a particular pipe. So he's like, what kind of pipe you looking for? Why this man showed him a picture of a crack pipe at Home Depot? Like, shit is just wild.
Niggas have Home Depot. Know
That
how to make
nigga
crack
called
pipes.
me. I
Yeah,
said,
and
what?
this is something I've been talking about for a while. Shanti said this. Everybody talks about how overbearing Macho was, but look at Liz after she left Macho.
Well, yeah, because and then he took care of her.
Cause
Made
no,
sure
no,
she
no,
made sure.
It's not that particular. It's because she starts getting into drugs, starts wilding out, starts doing we have our parents, and they know us so well, and we think that they're trying to hurt,
Right.
They're keeping us from something that we really want to do.
They're trying to protect us.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Macho probably knew Elizabeth was like, yo, easy to manipulate.
But understanding this is human nature. When someone's been keeping you from something, you're going to wild out.
Yo, but that's right.
fair.
That is true.
That's
So
understandable.
she became a rebellious teen.
But
she went back to that nature that she knows from years ago, because as long as you're in the childhood, you can always go back to certain ways. She went back to she started rebelling. You don't know if Macho Man would be like, oh, Elizabeth, blah, 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 blah.
hilarious.
Get away from me. You know what? You got it, mama.
and
You got it.
But the
Be
thing,
blessed.
but the thing is though, that era, like when people were talking about the era of wrestling, was wild.
It was
like there's a reason why there was no real divas around there,
what a time.
or women wrestlers around there, because this shit was wild.
What a
Like
time.
imagine people snorting coke right before they go into their match.
In Gorilla.
In gorilla, like
In
taking
Gorilla.
I'm sniffing, I'm gonna go coked up, and then you leave to go binge drink and do
binge
drugs.
drinking.
There was a time, there was an interview that Ric Flair did. Ric Flair was like, yo, when he was part of Evolution, he wanted to go out to drink after like a Raw or something. They all were just like, nah, I'm gonna go work out and I'm gonna go to sleep.
But then if that was 20 years before that, them niggas was at the bar, liters and liters of fucking liquor.
I will never take away.
I'm going to say something about the culture.
I will never get fully angry at Macho Man, because everybody says he's overbearing, he's abusive, and stuff of that nature. But sometimes you got to protect your shorty from the world, because people
And vice versa.
Yeah, because people are so fucked up, and then sometimes the person that's in that locker room doesn't even find her attractive.
Yeah.
But because you're with her,
Yeah.
they're going to try to fuck.
Yeah. I'm going to say this.
Dirty.
Reason why,
Dirty
because
pop.
I notice this, with our parent generation, these older wrestlers are our parents' age.
Yeah.
You don't notice with our parent generation, their job was more of a friendly, family environment. You're hearing that they having this, they going out with trips and stuff like that. Where in our generation, we see it as you screw our parents over, you lay them off, and I see what the damage you did. This job not got no hold on me. So we see it as more of a job. So these wrestlers now see it as, I got to work out, get some sleep, because I got to be 100% for the show.
It's not even that. I'll throw something else at you.
Okay.
It's the fact that there was nothing else to do. Remember what era we're talking about.
Yeah.
There is literally nothing else to do.
And it goes back actually to the Brian Pillman episode on Dark Side of the Ring, because he was out here injured and didn't want to tell anybody. Because he was like, yo, I have 3 kids I got to provide for.
That's
I
another
can't
thing.
do anything else.
That's
I
our
don't
parent
know what
generation.
else to
Put
do.
our head down and shut up and work.
I don't know what else to do but this. So now
Self-medication.
I have to make sure I gotta numb myself as best as possible. I gotta, because when that scene when JR was like, yo, he was so disappointed in me because I told him to drug test him. He looked at me with such disgust, like, how could you betray me in that form?
Because you know what I'm going through.
But what was crazy is that they did the drug test and then found out about prescribed drugs. It was
But
wild.
it was during the time there we didn't know the dangers of prescription drugs.
But also
That
it's
too.
the fact that you miss a day, you don't get paid.
Exactly. There was no
You
guaranteed
miss-
contracts.
You miss it. And the thing is, they had no doctors. Kevin Nash said one time that, and this is he praises Triple H about what he's done with the Performance Center and all this stuff. He was like, back in the day, your ankle gets fucked up.
You gotta hop on
You
that
take
shit.
that shit, or one of the Japanese guys who might know some Eastern medicine stuff We'll crack it back together. You going out.
Yeah. That the clips of the Raws, and it made me want to go back and watch those specific like Raws of Brian Pillman getting on the top rope and doing stuff and then still falling off, and you just was like, oh, it's a botch and it's shit terrible, but not knowing the nigga was injured, like he couldn't, he was in the ring trying to provide for his family, but was hurt.
But JR, here's the thing though, JR did give an alternative, a way say, yo, listen, just do commentary. It was a good alternative. In an alternate universe, alternate world, Brian Pillman took that job. Because think about it. Eventually, he was still young. Let's say Brian Pillman did take that. He was still young. He had to sit back and still be on television.
But let me ask you this, and this is something that you have to understand. So let's say he goes into commentary, right?
Okay.
And he's white hot.
Yeah.
Borderline, because he was.
Yeah.
He was getting up there.
Building up, yeah.
You take him out of that equation, put him in commentary.
He's forgotten.
They forget about you.
The same
it's
thing.
the next guy up.
It's the same thing with Joey. When Joey was right before he had got the concussion, they was trying to build him up, and that happens really even with your girl Tamina. Every time they try to build her up, she ended up getting injured,
and that's why people hide about their injuries
because you don't want to ruin what could, because you don't know if this is gonna happen again.
Because it usually don't. The only person I can say that came back from injury really and was still white hot, Stone Cold.
Was Austin. Yeah.
That's the only
Austin's
person.
the only one.
And and what's crazy is, technically speaking...
Cena too.
Cena
with the fucking... I don't know, what was it, the arm or the fucking... It was one of them.
He came back,
came back 4 months at the Royal Rumble, at the Garden. Yeah. And they was... Because that whatever he injured, it was, I think, 6 to 8 months. And it was... Killer Cross, same thing. That injury he had when he had to relinquish the NXT title, whatever injury it was, they either said option A, 6 to 8 months, no surgery. Option B, probably up to a year with the surgery off. And he was like, no, that's not negotiable. It's not happening. Like, I had to give up my title in order to heal this. And he did it. He rehabbed, came back 4 months.
But that's
it's
what it
rare,
is.
But
you lose your spot when you get injured.
You gotta be able to bounce
Austin
back.
and you. But you're talking about the fucking Phoenixes.
Yeah, like those are
exceptions to the rule. And the reason why sometimes NXT happens because NXT is such a smaller pool.
Yeah,
you're literally and technically speaking, Stone Cold kind of lost his spot because The Rock was right there.
Yeah,
he kind of lost his spot because The Rock was literally there.
That he talked about it in the episode on A&E's biography. Was he realized, he said, the only way I know that I'm gonna be able to go rise to the top is if I link with The Rock. He knew. He said, "Yo, whatever move I do, it got to be with this man because I know we're gonna kill it every single time."
And that promo he cut with JR. And The Rock in that little interview, that was from the soul.
Yeah.
Because he said, I have to beat you.
Yeah.
Because you are the hottest. And somebody mentioned Triple H coming back from the quad injury. Yeah. Coming red hot. But Triple H is on a weird spot.
And even for me, because y'all know I love me some Triple.
It's at a weird...
But that was weird because...
And all the reason why Austin was able to like maintain the hotness of it, you got to give it credit to Vince. Because he makes sure every week that Stone Cold was incorporated to the storyline.
Correct.
Because meaning that who ran over Stone Cold.
And that was one of I till this day is one of my favorite storylines. It ended kind of weird with Rikishi, but the thing is, episodic tales,
cliffhangers for fucking days.
It's so because literally you're invested. Like, yo, who really hit this dude?
Facts.
And the thing is, it was your mega superstar, so you kept them out the light, and then you sprinkled reality in there. Because I remember, was it Linda investigating Mick Foley?
Yes.
And then Linda comes up, I think, it was Linda and Mick Foley, they were talking, they were like, yo, so who benefited the most when Stone Cold was out?
My niggas was playing Clue.
And then
live
and then Mick Foley and Linda looked at each other. The Rock. Cut off. They cut it off.
But they've always had pockets of doing stuff like that. Even with What's another good storyline where you felt like you were super invested in, and you were just like, what the fuck? Honestly, the whole ministry shit, the whole greater power shit.
And this is why Austin was able to attain his hotness.
Because it kept going.
Well,
and then,
in all honesty though, not the real reason, but one of the real reasons why he was able to keep his hotness was because of Vince. And Vince ended up becoming a character. If Vince didn't become the character and stepped away from commentary and became like, listen, I'm the CEO of this fucking company. That shit, I don't know what.
So it was the Montreal screw job.
So here's the thing though.
Brett screwed Brett.
Here's the thing though. So Nets backtracked it. It is a possibility to make sure someone keeps staying high if you have a storyline with them.
But the thing is, it has to be somebody that's red hot. You can't just do it with anybody.
So that's why, for me, if Roman would have dropped the title at Mania, I wouldn't have saw it as a bad thing. I would have saw it as, you know what? And if he didn't get pinned, I was like, oh, no. If they do that right, he could always come the next week and say, I didn't get pinned. They didn't really beat me. I'm still the tribal chief. Like, they could have still played that shit and played it all the way to fucking SummerSlam if they really wanted to.
They could have, but I'm not. Tribal chief can't lose. Tribal chief can't lose. Tribal chief can't lose. But
who's going to be the nigga to do it? Because somebody got to do it. I don't think it's going to be Cesaro. I'm sorry.
Cesaro's a filler.
Agreed.
The only person that's going to win, and this is going to sound wild crazy, Seth Rollins wins Money in the Bank.
No. Seth cannot win Money in the Bank.
Seth Rollins wins Money in the Bank.
I can't do that.
Because you have to add the prestige back to the Money in the Bank.
No. Like I said before.
Seth can't do that.
Like I said before, summertime is for summer champions.
It gotta be
Kevin Owens.
It gotta be
Kevin Owens.
Oh, and you know what? This is why low key people don't value fucking Talking Smack and Raw Talk. Talking Smack last week, fucking Kevin Owens came up to Paul Heyman was on some like, I didn't forget about you niggas.
Exactly.
Keep thinking that I'm not thinking about y'all, but I'm thinking about y'all. And I was like,
come on,
okay. So
I didn't even think of that.
So let's book it real quick. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, main event at SummerSlam.
I'm fine with that.
Kevin Owens wins the Money in the Bank.
Kevin will have to hold it.
Second heist of the century.
Exactly. Because think about that. He had beef with Seth Rollins for a minute, B. He had beef with Roman.
That's why it's so hard because, and you know, we'll talk about this week and past few weeks of wrestling, but it's so hard because they really have mastered differences between Raw and SmackDown. Like, they are totally two completely shows. They're booked two completely ways. They're produced two different ways. Like, it is wild because you could literally sit there and like the pieces that they put in for SmackDown, like Seth entering that picture, I was like, oh shit.
It was great.
And the fact that him and Roman came face to face and he was just like, yo, I don't need your help. Like, we've been through this before, but I don't need you. And I was just like, oh, I'm a little sold.
Exactly.
But the thing is, it's continuous storyline.
Correct.
You have your main story. You have the little ones. You can say what you want to say about. Well, have they been on SmackDown too? Shayna Baszler and Nia? No.
Yeah.
But that's the build up between fucking Natty and Tamina probably taking the titles at SummerSlam.
But that's what I'm saying. You continuously have that going on, and then every week you have something. You have Bianca. She's like I like what they're doing with Bianca because they're now putting quality opponents against her.
Right.
They're building her up.
They actually giving her, and I hope they don't do her like they did Kofi, but they're actually giving her the Kofi treatment. If you low key look at it, because after Kofi won, he was going against every former champion. And beating them.
And that's
like he went through Ziggler, outsmarted Ziggler. He went through Randall, had history with Randall.
Right.
And was like, because guess what? If they do this fucking trade off and Charlotte ends up on SmackDown, do not be surprised if you see Charlotte versus Bianca Belair.
But the thing about I want
that's
to
on
see
the cards.
That. Because, all right, I understand why people hate Charlotte, but I'm gonna take it back like this. Charlotte makes it look fucking real when she fights. Charlotte can speak on the mic. Those two things are very important for a wrestler.
And every time people go against Charlotte, they elevate.
Correct.
Exactly.
And
now, but the problem with Charlotte, when you lose to Charlotte, you fall right back down. Example, Miss Ripley.
But that's not her fault.
No, it's not her fault. But she got some bad juju on her or something.
But yo, listen.
No. I get what you're saying. You are right. It's not her fault.
She's doing her job.
But at the same time, Charlotte is the pinnacle. Charlotte's that top-notch chick. Her and Sasha are the top-notch chicks in that division. And Until Becky comes back, there's nothing else, nobody else.
So I read an article, if not this morning, yesterday, that Becky Lynch re-signed. They signed her contract $1 million.
Of course she did.
And with the cushion that she doesn't have to come back for another year.
Of course she did. Bro.
And re-sign.
Bro, she's outsold the men.
Yeah.
In merchandise.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you can have a shirt that says the man and that shit sells and it's about you. It's like, what? Like I couldn't deny that, and I had to buy, and y'all know I don't really care for Becky, but I had to buy that shirt.
She
I was like,
literally is
that shit is hard.
White hot. She was white hot.
Exactly.
Now,
but she's gonna be one of the ones, and it's not injury, but she's gonna be one of the ones that pop when she does pop up.
But then again, you can't boo somebody for being a mother, though.
No. It's
but
not
the thing
that.
about it, what she's done, and the thing about it,
That's what I said, not injury.
This is what independent wrestlers need to understand. Stay hot on social media.
Yeah,
because remember when it was the match between Sasha and Bianca at WrestleMania?
Oh, fuck. Niggas was on fucking Edge in Tampa. Let me tell y'all. Like, I don't know, because Becky had posted a picture of her at the gym in Tampa. And everybody the day of that Saturday was like, yo, is Becky gonna fucking interfere? Like, she's here, she's in the city. And I was fucking nervous. I was like, if this bitch ruins this black girl magic moment, I'm gonna be upset.
She wasn't gonna, and I think...
But it was a great way of being like, I was on edge. I was like, oh, this could really go either left or right, and I don't know. But to me, that's at times is what I miss about wrestling, that uncertainty.
But that's the beauty of it. And the thing is, she did her thing. Now, I want to talk about where's my brother come back, but A&E's Booker T documentary.
Got you. So we're gonna get into it when your brother comes back. But one fun fact I didn't know when I listened, because if you don't, everyone has their opinion about Jim Cornette. To me, I love listening to him because I value his opinion. I may not once again agree with everything because he's very old school and but there are certain values in wrestling that he does bring up good valid points for. So, but they spoke about, because they do like a review of each documentary that's been out, and his review about the Booker T one, he mentioned that each episode has a different producer.
What do you mean?
Like
each episode of the
biography is a different producer.
Really?
Yeah. So that actually opened my eyes of looking at it like, okay, you're giving 8 producers an opportunity to produce this, and they're all very different.
And you know what? So the 3 I've seen, I saw the Stone Cold, I saw the Rowdy, and I saw the Booker T. I didn't see the match, but I still gotta watch that one. The Rowdy one is way different.
Yeah.
From everybody else. Like, it's a completely different thing. Now, with the Booker T one, I talked to you, I mentioned it to you, and I think my brother mentioned it to my brother. A lot of people were mad that the Triple H thing was not in there.
Oh, God, I gotta get over the trips.
Now.
I've been saying, it's funny, I've been saying it for the past 9 seasons. Literally every moment, because y'all niggas like to bring it up at least once a season. It's hilarious. And it'd be the most random thing we talking about, and then y'all be like, but Booker T and Triple H. I'm like, y'all don't let that go.
You know what it is?
Come on.
You know what it is for me?
Because they're lying.
Yeah. You know what it is for me? Supposedly it was in there, then they took it out. And that, from what I heard from the rumors, was that Booker T didn't really say nothing about it. So they felt like, why are we going to keep this in here? So they took it out. Then Booker T responded, was like, he said something about, it's not about race, it's not about this, and that, blah, 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 blah. So, and then people were getting on Booker T about it. How when he came out publicly and he didn't like acknowledge that this was a fucked up thing. The one thing that's weird though, and I've always kind of said this, and I remember watching the Last Dance. And they got on Jordan about not being more active with civil rights in the black community. And people really get on Mark Henry, they get on Booker about the way they act towards certain things in the black community, the wrestling community. My thing is, there is so much pressure on black celebrities.
Yeah.
Like across the board.
It doesn't matter what you do. And so it's weird because it's this thing like you have a responsibility.
Yeah.
Like even us as a podcast, we have a responsibility.
Once you have a brand and Like there's different like levels in terms of like what you as a brand are gonna focus on, and social responsibility is one of the most important things you would have to take care of, because that incorporates community, that incorporates culture.
I'm gonna say this: when we saw Booker when he came at Wrestlemania, you could tell it bothered him, and you could tell that he was living through coffee, right? And just like my brother,
wait, it was bothering him for what?
The Triple H thing.
Yeah.
Because he mentioned it. Because he did say something about it at Wrestlemania.
Yeah.
But it was,
See,
but
you gotta keep that same energy. You can't say that.
but-
in front
but
of
the
crowds
thing
full
is-
of
finish.
niggas.
Let me finish.
but he has a point. He has a point. I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, yo, listen. What I've been saying forever, when it's among us, we know the drill, and he's from that era where we left at the kitchen table.
Yeah.
Outside of that, we gotta just like, we gotta handle it this way. So you cannot unlearn what you've been doing for so many years. So for him, doing how he do it, that's maybe his way to cope with it. And everybody getting on him of how he's handling his own business, that's ridiculous and that's selfish. And you're not being open-minded. Because let's say let's talk about some of the traumas I've been through. When my ex-girlfriend left me after the whole hospital situation where I was basically almost died, was in a coma for 3 days and stuff like that, she violated. Some people said I'll never forgive her. But for me to cope the way I cope, I had to forgive her and move on and understand why she did what she did. It was messed up, yes, but you cannot judge the person how they cope.
So I think we all worked in corporate environments.
Of course.
And being one of the few black people in the
Exactly.
corporate environment.
Really only. Listen, you know how many times people, if I come and take an order,
I'm
at
only
Cats,
black person in my neighborhood, but okay.
that they be like, and it always be black people that come and they want to place it in person, and then they look at me and they be like,
Exactly.
I'm so surprised they got a black girl here.
Yeah.
Legit.
So it's one of those
funny.
situations where he tries to tiptoe around it.
Exactly.
Because at the same time, he's caring more about the money.
Exactly.
And in some ways, that's a problem. Where you're like, yo, this shit really happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand where my brother's coming from, where you're like, yo, I'm trying to keep this, I'm trying to just keep this separate. We want to talk at the kitchen table, which was Wrestlemania, but at the same time, is that responsibility comes up again.
Yo.
But hold on. People are people.
Understanding this, at the end of the day, it's our fault we put these celebrities on freaking pedestal. Just like Charles Barkley says, I'm not your role model. So if I say something that you may not agree with, F it. I'm a human at the end of the day. We put so much damn pressure on us, B. We already got pressure from within us. We got pressure from outside of us. It's hard being black, son. My nigga, just because I ain't sagging and saying this, that, and third, I ain't black enough, son. My nigga, I'm tired of this, man. It's us. Stop doing that crap. We always want to quickly just destroy each other. F it. It's a racist thing that happened to him. He's probably traumatized. Let him rock. Let him heal the way he healed. Get off his dick. But yeah, we hit the front. Everyone else, he opened a school. Niggas ate off of that. How many people graduate from that and able to do so much in the wrestling business? And they learned so much from him. He not acknowledging this, but acknowledge the fact that what he doing for our people. Just because he didn't say this, that, and third. You worrying about this, but about the action. Worry about the actions.
But that's the dynamic of it. Because that's the dynamic of it. That's the crazy dynamic of it. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it is a crazy dynamic. Because you have to listen. I remember this student did a whole presentation in front of the class, in front of the auditorium of the school, talking about why they should keep up the Confederate statues up. And then I saw the 2 black kids in the school. We have a school of 100 students. There's only 2 black kids.
Really?
2 black kids.
Wow.
And the black kids was like, this is the most fucked up shit I'm watching. One of the girls was crying.
Whoa.
So then I said something. Let's just say 6 months later, I signed the NDA and I had a package. I was written off with a package. Because that's the problem. When you do speak up, you have that. But then when you don't speak up, you're like, are you forgetting about where you came from?
But you know how many times? You know how many times? No, you have to understand. You know how many times on my job, son?
But the thing,
me being an outspoken Negro, and me being bigger than half these supervisors.
But
me have to go through.
But let her
suspension
speak.
and all of that crap.
Hold on, but let her speak about it.
So it's hard.
But there's a dynamic because if you dismiss it, if you say I don't care about it, it's like you're going, who gives a fuck about this thing? There's so many catch-22s to it.
I think
Go ahead.
at the end of the day, and we'll gradually move on from this. But that was the first time I saw him super aggressive and not towards you, so I didn't even know how to react to that. So I was just
annoying,
like,
son.
"Oh, okay."
It's very tough being black.
Thing
I play being black. You play a game on legendary mode, B.
But the thing is though, in my opinion, because like you mentioned, I've worked in corporate America where I was the only black girl, and I've been in situations where I didn't agree with certain things. I think just in overall, whether it's professionally, personally, it boils down to you having to pick your battles. Certain battles are meant to all hands on deck. Everybody has a voice. Let's get it. And then there are certain battles that you're gonna be like, you know what, it could be that mini battle that's not really worth putting your energy for, but because you want to hold up for the big battle. And I think when it comes down to the Booker T and Triple H thing, I think for him, he decided that he was just like, you know what, I'm going to pick my battles from this, and I'm gonna be like, you know what, because what people forget is wrestling is still a business, and at the end of the day, you are still an employee. So if your boss tells you, and you may not agree, you may not think that in the long run this may help, but if your boss in that moment, and if it puts all eyes on it, because guess what? You can never deny, even though some people say it's fucked up, some people be like, yo, forget about it, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's still something that's talked about. So it's not something that there's always positive and negatives.
Thank you.
So you can't sit here and be on some like, he's not for the people, he's not for the culture, he's this, he's that, because he decided that that's not the battle he wanted to go against.
Thank you.
One thing that he had, I guess it was the story of, I really want to say it was Hog Wild or something, because Cornette was talking about it, where it was the Harlem Heat versus Steiner Brothers. And literally, if you watch back in the day, WCW Hog Wild, it was basically hundreds and hundreds of white people on fucking bikes in the middle of the fucking desert. Yeah. And they literally looked at these niggas like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing here type of, like, who are y'all type of thing. And at that moment, if everybody you have to take accountability for yourself. And we can't always sit here and point and be like, well, you're not black enough. You don't do this. You don't do that. Because I make a personal choice to choose my battles.
Thank you.
I think that to me is what is really like at the end of the day. I'm like, listen, if he decided that shit don't matter to him, even though that was why in that whole Wale Mania situation, it was like, bro, I'm gonna need you, if this was, granted, if you at the barbecue and then you want to say how you feel, but bro, if you have that public figure, you can't in one moment want to be at the barbecue and be all like, that was bullshit, this is what it is. But then on a national platform, you don't keep that same energy. It's like, even after the fact,
I'm going to say this.
It's hard. It's hard to believe. It's hard to take one side or the other.
I'm going to say two things.
Because that was my issue. It's like, listen, if you're going to talk shit and if you're going to be like, they shouldn't have did that to me, this is, that was fucked up, then guess what? From that day, you should have been that same energy and been like, yo, they did was fucked up.
I'm going to say this. Honestly, I see I see the bigger picture. Hear me out. He literally took all of this stuff so Kofi could run, so basically be all over this world and cheer as a black man. And now, because he did that, he's cemented in the Hall of Fame. His brother never wrestled for WWE, but he put his brothers on the Harlem Heat. 2-time Hall of Famer.
I love Uncle Steve.
So now, as little boy, seeing that, oh man, Booker, he was King Booker. Oh wow, that's the symbol that you need.
So okay, okay. You said he kept his mouth shut, became King Booker, did all of that, right? She mentioned something very important.
Of course. You
said at Wale Mania, because it's on tape, of you saying what you said.
And during fucking WrestleMania weekend.
But hold on. And I'm going to say this because he said something and it just popped into my head. Something happened and he was just like, I don't work for WWE. I can do what the fuck I want to do. So this is where I push back. Because the reason why I mentioned all this, because if you're telling me you don't work for WWE, you do whatever you want to do, and you said that comment, what you said at Wale Mania, So why can't you say it now on your platform, which is with ESPN? And the thing is, you are one of the best talkers in the business. So you could have said it in a way where it's like you don't hurt the relationship with WWE, but you make it known that shit was fucked up.
Because guess what? When it came
that's my issue.
When it came to fucking Austin taking his ball and going the fuck home,
They dragged
dumb niggas was on some like, yo, we really need Austin back. Let's do whatever we can to get him back. We gonna let him chill out, but we gonna still push him for that. So it's like, yo, and it doesn't, not everything, and I mean, granted, we heavily promote Black excellence because that's what we've built our foundation of our podcast on. We're never gonna take that away or negate that. But it doesn't, not everything has to be a race thing. Not everything has to be because he's the black man, he has to do this, or because the white man, that happened to him, that happened. It's not always, it doesn't have to always be that way. But like you mentioned, if you are a public figure and if you're one of the only, and you have to have that social responsibility of being able to be the, not in a sense the voice of the community, you have to be able to be like, yo, if that's the energy you had said at Wrestlemania, then bro, when they had this A&E shit, that's the same energy you should have came to the table with.
And that's the reason why they took it out. Because from what I heard from people close to the project, he was just shrugged it off. And
you can't do that. You can't pick and choose when you want to be a part of the fucking vote.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem.
You can't do
that. I
that.
didn't see it this way.
But no, because you're right. You shouldn't have to have so much pressure on you. But at the same time, at the very same time, you're so important to us because you know what? I marked out harder for Booker T versus The Rock. I marked out harder for that. It was the bookend versus the rock bottom. Yeah, it was two black guys main eventing at SummerSlam.
Same move.
It's the same exact move. But Booker does it differently. I don't care.
Yeah, no, he does. And it's weird because it's like it's the same fucking move.
It's the same move.
But it doesn't look the same.
But it doesn't look the same. So that's the problem because at the end of the day, you chose to be in the limelight.
Correct. And you, guess what? And you decided to take that book bag. You took that book bag full of 50 pounds of the fucking culture.
But guess what?
And you decided to be like, yo, I'm going to be that guy.
I get what everyone's saying, though. But I'm going to say it this way. Where he fails, I make sure I excel. So me trash him, I don't got time for that.
Shit
no. I ain't got time for trash another black man no more. For now, this is what I'm gonna do. Worry about the people around me. King, I'm gonna build you up. King, let's do this. We put all these quote unquote ones. My thing is this way. Y'all put all these old heads, Dave Meltzer, when they agree with your narrative, right? But the moment that they don't agree with your narrative, F them. My thing is this way. Don't pick and choose. Now I'm getting on fan. Don't pick and choose to support somebody because they only agree with your narrative. Because when Jim Cornette said that racist thing on NWA, F Jim Cornette, whatever, you cancel. But once he started going against AEW, yeah, Jim Cornette, you had the ish again. Come on.
Nah, there's still some people.
On.
There's a
lot of people that still don't fuck with him like that.
But still, though, my thing is this way. Yo, all of y'all have great points. This was a great discussion. I want to end off like this way. I don't have time to pick apart what he did or didn't do. That same energy that I can use to pick apart what he did, let me pick apart what I have to do to contribute to this black culture in wrestling.
But the thing about it, you got to point it out sometimes because...
And it goes to taking accountability. You can't sit there.
This is why there's people
because there's going to be people out there that's going to criticize and look at us like we crazy and we boo-boo.
They always do.
Correct. But there could be at certain points and certain things that are said, like whether it's us or to anyone, that you're going to be like, you know what? I own that. And that's white issue when it comes to the whole Booker T thing. Because it's like the Wrestlemania thing. Oh, did you just say that to get because the whole crowd looked like you? And then when A&E presented you the opportunity, because guess what? You're the only black nigga on there with a fucking biography. When you have that opportunity and you don't take accountability, be like, you know what? At that time, I did what I thought was best for my job and for my livelihood. The outcome of it and how it's perceived, it may look 10 times different and it looks wild, but I did what I had to do. And if you just fucking own it, then we all can fucking move on.
But like, bro, the whole segment was racist. We cannot.
I agree with you.
Hold on. The whole segment.
I never said it wasn't.
And I know this is hyping us all up, but like the whole segment was racist. And at the time, like you said, if he was like, yo, I'm just doing my fucking job and get the fuck up out of here, Because I'm going to tell you this. I want you to rewatch that segment and look at Booker T's face.
That nigga was uncomfortable.
Mad uncomfortable.
That nigga
And you
was
had Ric
uncomfortable.
Flair's ass to smiling. Woo, he going in right now.
He wasn't
But
a
but Rick probably thought the shit was, he was probably worked up because he probably was thinking it was all a fucking shooting. It was just like, no.
And then it happened. And the thing is, okay. But the thing about it, I love Triple H.
Absolutely.
But take accountability for what you did.
Correct. But then on the same side, Booker T needs to take accountability for
Exactly.
allowing that shit. Because if that was, because look at what the last 2 episodes we done of the JTP Lounge with O'Shea and with Grimm. Both of them have both said the same thing, and it was something that stuck to me was you have to know when to say no in the business. And at that moment, nigga, if you've been WCW World Champion, you was the last fucking champion of a fucking company, and they decided to do that whole spiel with you, I think, had enough power to, if you wanted to say no or if you wanted to tweak it, that could have been a conversation. Not knowing if it could or couldn't be, but it's just like, my thing is take accountability.
But
like, if you gonna sit there,
hold on.
I just feel this way.
Wait.
I just feel this way.
Because he said something that's really good. Something I want to touch on. Because I mentioned this before. Kevin Owens, remember he was feuding with Bobby Lashley?
Yeah.
I've mentioned this on the podcast before. They were doing behind the scenes, rehearsing what was going to be said.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
He asked Kevin Owens, they were talking, and then the writer was like, yo, you're going to, what do we call Leo Rush? Vince is whatever, how old.
Right.
So he don't be knowing sometimes.
Right.
I'm not going to.
you can't fault. You can't always fault people for their ignorance of what not they don't know.
He's rich. He's a
it.
billionaire. He's
Yeah.
so
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what ends up happening with Vince is that he catches everything the last minute.
Exactly.
That's just
exactly. He doesn't
typical
understand.
Virgo shit.
But
I'm just saying, sorry.
one of the things that happened was they were like, "What are you gonna call Leo Rush?"
He's handler.
And then they were like, "We're gonna call him his handler." And then Kevin
wild sus.
Kevin was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna say that." And then Vince was like, "Why?" He's like, "No, this is wild.
Sus as fuck.
I can't call him Bobby's handler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is wild." But she said something. He said no.
I agree with y'all.
no.
Listen, this is where the reason why that I feel too many times when it comes to this whole checking us, we only tell one side of it. Get on him, beat him up. Reason why that I kind of push back against y'all because I just want to show like, yo, I understand what y'all saying, but still has some kind of sympathy, understand where he's coming from. You could be right and wrong at the same exact time.
You
Absolutely.
could be right or wrong,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I think we need to move on. But it's one of those things where, hey, this shit was fucked up, and the thing about it, we're not trying to beat you up. We just want you to acknowledge.
No, I agree with you.
But I'm just saying, even though people
He's just saying in general.
in general,
what
it's
it
just
is.
at this point, it's just like, yo, bro, this wasn't a good moment for us because at the same time, sadly, we didn't mean to put you in this position, but you're in this position where you're one of the few black champions across professional wrestling, not just WWE.
in general.
In general, which is the entire history of professional wrestling. You are one of the few black champs in a top company. Over the years, you are one of the few black champs. You can talk about the newer companies, ROH, AEW, fucking Impact, all these other, and you're still one of the few. I can count it on my hands and my toes how many black champs that's been there. And you are a 5-time black champ.
Yeah.
So might be 6. I think he got one when he became Booker, right?
That don't count.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was a WWE title. I think one of them
He was
that.
world champion.
But like the WCW world champion was like 5 times.
Yeah.
So, but anyways,
Well,
it's one of those
champion.
things. It's the thing. I get what you're saying. Stop beating him up. But the point is, you're in that position.
No, I agree with y'all. I definitely agree with y'all. But yo, how you said it, a sense of hurt and real like, yo, I'm coming to you as a black man. How many people have done that and sit down with him? How many of us?
How many people you don't? How you not know that?
Hold on,
hold on, because I know people that have talked to him.
Yeah, of course. But on the flip side, though, the same exact way that we all I had my point of view. I pushed back on it just to see where everyone's coming from. Just to come with like a more comfortable mind to have this conversation. But you on the internet, right? You said, F you, Booker T, you're coon, da-da-da-da-da, this, that, third. You're like, yo, come on, son. Dang, you're going to miss the ones that people are actually talking to and generally try to come to a understanding. I'm saying this way. You can hold the people accountable, but the same exact way that you want someone to hold you accountable, yo, do the same exact thing too. Because like, if, let's say with you did something. If I curse you out, you're a bum, da-da-da, call you outside, you're like, yo, what are you doing? No, get away from me. I don't hear you. But if I say, yo, bro, you did this to me, but you're going to hear me.
But regardless if it's staying, it's, like I always say, this is something that we all deal with. We all deal with
it's
it
a
as
revolving issue. It's not
in the black community, because a lot of times we're one of few. So, and then, yes, people's approaches are wrong, but the reason why, because it's like, yo, they don't know what to do, so they're looking to you to find out what you do because you have been successful. You have made the money in the community.
You've been in those shoes.
You've been in our shoes. So what do we do? But then when you do something and not do it the right way, the thing about it, we're not saying to trash WWE, but acknowledge that it was wrong. Because when we do something wrong, we have to acknowledge it.
You gotta own it.
Even because the fact that Stone Cold said that he fucked up when he walked out, why can't Booker just say, yo, listen, this is what happened. I didn't like it. I did it because you know what? I was trying to entertain the people.
And and Austin was red. Like, that shit, oh, man. They took that nigga back and was like, come home. But it's like, I mean, at the end of it, like I mentioned, and we'll move on because we'll talk about This Week in Wrestling. Actually, no, we'll talk about the rumor of the week, and then we'll go into This Week in Wrestling in the mixture of both. But really, it's just own it. Like, and in all honesty, though, move on. Because guess what? That happened to him. He wasn't the first nigga to experience that. And unfortunately, he's not going to be the last nigga to experience that. But
and now he'll be the last because WWE...
It hasn't been nothing wild since... Well, that handler shit. Then, if they would allow that handler shit, that would have been awkward.
Someone did say this, though. Like, Booker T... Vince did put the rocket on Booker T low-key, though.
They did, though. He honestly...
He did.
And Vince was not very keen to WCW guys
and
when they fucking bought the company.
He injured Stone Cold.
But yeah, he injured Stone Cold, and Stone Cold knew what it was. It was an act because he was sweaty, and he fell down, and that was it. But the problem is that, bro, there's a different way. There's a different way to cut a promo. One of the biggest things that you'll learn when you're cutting a promo, you're supposed to talk shit to your person
and pick him up.
But not bring him down. Yeah. And that entire promo was like, he said, "Dance for me, boy."
Yeah.
Yeah, that boy's a little. It's uncomfortable.
No, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, though, I just reached a point where, like, if Booker T, look, this is my full-on final conclusion. If Booker T is not gonna acknowledge it, yo,
then why the fuck we worried about it?
Thank you. Thank you. We know
I
what it is.
don't stress myself.
Yes.
Listen, if it's not coming out the horse's mouth, I know.
Thank you.
But that's more of an individual thing. Like, I don't stress over shit that people, you're not going to bring it up. We're not going to talk about it.
But guess what? There's people like the internet, like Shanties, will make sure that we won't forget about it.
That's her job, though.
That's literally is her job. My job is this. I don't care.
Like I still haven't forgotten about Ember Moon's husband.
Well, listen. My job is this.
And that shit is wild.
My job is this.
Because you were trying to mark it off.
Right.
Your black wife.
But my job is this. This is
over.
Right.
Not like you.
That is true. But my job
bum.
is this. And this is how I see it. Wherever my ancestors left off and fell short, I'm going to pick up where they left off. I'm going to continue to build that bridge. So, yes, I'm going to acknowledge what they did wrong, but I'm going to study them so I won't make the same mistake twice. Booker T literally gave us a guide of what not to do in the business when it comes to that storyline. So either way, though, son, thank you, Booker T, because now I know what not to do.
And then, but when you do speak up and you go on the Jobbertears podcast, Mark Henry threatens to sue you.
He didn't say that.
What?
That's what happened with Leo Rush.
Shout out to Leo
Rush. Yo, to this day, yup. And if that, I tell people all the time, if we didn't do that interview, they wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have known.
But anyway,
all right, let's talk about real quick the rumor of this week, and then we're going to go into...
it was
TMZ.
You could care about this forever, Shanties. Look, I'm not going to worry about it because I'm trying to do better. You can worry about it. Tell them every year at an anniversary, Shanties. But at this point, though, son, I'm going to leave it in the past and let Booker T Booker T got sleep with that
Listen,
demon,
if he
not me.
Listen, he out here losing sleep over what AEW fans is talking about. He not losing sleep over what Triple H said over 15 years ago. The fuck. But anyway, rumor this week. So
It gives more
rumor
people right to
has
say,
it
all right, Shanti.
is
All right.
Miss Selena Vega
has
has been seen at the Performance Center. So there are rumors.
It's
that
related to like
WWE.
It's related to Yolanda Vega.
No, but she is related to Amazing Red.
Oh.
So yeah, rumor has it that they may bring that they're anticipating on bringing her back. What are your guys' thoughts on it? I mean, I think it didn't make sense for them to really release her, but I mean, if it was like a cash flow situation, I guess.
It wasn't a cash flow situation.
It was.
The situation was.
Oh, it was the fucking OnlyFans shit.
Nah, she was bugging. She was bugging, bro.
She was wrong.
You can't use WWE's likeness and then try to profit of it and then not think that they didn't want to cut it a pie.
Because
that's weird.
There comes a point where isn't this Latin History Month?
No, Latin History Month is September.
Okay, about to say I was like this. So they're bringing her back.
No.
But anyway, my bad.
April is Asian Pacific Heritage Month. February is Black History Month. Hispanic Heritage Month is September. It's like the beginning of. It's like September and it goes into the beginning of October. It's weird.
Okay, I thought it was for some reason. I was like, is this? But anyways, her coming back, her getting released, I understood why, because. Okay, if people are not aware, she was released from WWE after the whole third-party debacle because they were shutting down everybody's Twitch, everybody that had was doing other side projects that wasn't approved by WWE, that was outside their WWE thing. Because WWE was like, we own your likeness, y'all can't do any extra shit if we're not getting a piece of it. Now, Zelina wanted to be a typical New Yorker. It was like, suck my dick.
Yeah.
I'm about to put this OnlyFans out. It's not going to be nudity, but it's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And then WWE was like, oh, word? Cut. So now they're trying to bring her back because they were trying to teach her a lesson. WWE's mad petty. Mm-hmm. And also, I think her clause was over about a month ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago. They're not trying to have her at
anywhere.
I just don't.
It's the middle of September to the middle of October.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not
Salvador. Thank you.
Yeah, Hispanic Heritage Month. It's weird. So
Dang,
in
that's
college,
that's worse than Black History Month.
In college, my college mentor, she was the director of multicultural affairs. So that's the only reason why I know that, because literally every month it was a Heritage Month, and we were doing events for that. So that's the only reason why I know
I get
that.
you.
But
Darren, she got in trouble for Twitch, but it really
the OnlyFans is really what broke the straw on the camel's back.
Yeah, because she opened the OnlyFans. She didn't have nudes, but it's just the point that OnlyFans is associated with pornography.
Yeah.
Even though OnlyFans wasn't originally for that.
It wasn't.
No, but then it turned into that because of the pandemic and everyone was trying to make cash.
Hoes.
Not hoes.
Not hoes.
Just people didn't have jobs and shit. They wanted to make a little extra cash. Not hoes, per se.
Made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Shout out to Santana Red.
Oh, shout out to her.
She was super sweet on the episode, I will say.
She's super nice.
Yeah. I mean, y'all just try to always...
I wasn't trying to do nothing.
run all those ass at somebody.
Ronaldo needs love, too.
Everyone needs love. All right, so we're going to take the next part and talk about this week in wrestling, or the last few weeks, because once again, we haven't been recording, here and there, so we really haven't been talking about wrestling, but we can definitely talk about, blood and guts. We can talk about.
We're gonna talk about.
We can talk about this build up to WrestleMania Backlash. I guess I can pull up the card and we could do predictions for that.
Someone said that now all Spanish were related. That was funny.
You said
what? Someone said that how that Cinco de Mayo just passed. That's not a Spanish holiday. That's actually like a lot of people don't know that. Mexican people don't celebrate that.
No. So it's there was a fight in some part of Mexico that they won.
Yeah,
that's why they celebrated, but then they ended up losing after.
Yeah,
they celebrated. They celebrated because they beat Napoleon.
Yeah, but Mexicans don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo. We do.
No, it's weird. I mean,
but
I still like it. But yeah, so let's start from the top. Let's start about Blood and Guts. And once again, thanks to everyone that came out to Legends for our
that was fun.
Cinco de Mayo, Blood and Guts. It was actually just nice being during a week, after work, and being able to chill and watch wrestling. So that was cool. So once again, thanks to everyone that did come out. So what were your thoughts on half the show being taped and the other half, the only one match being live, amongst what else? The actual Blood and Guts match itself, the ending, which was very, So what are your thoughts real quick on Blood and Guts? And then
Again, there's nothing wrong with that because that's what we did for WrestleMania. Like WrestleMania many years was half of it was tape, half of it wasn't. Like, so that to me didn't bother me. It's like, all right, whatever. That's wrestling. Nevertheless, though, as far as just overall the show, it was great. From the whole show was great. Was the ending how the whole production was bad? Yeah. At this point, even this week production was bad too. And I kind of reached a point where, yo, I know you're not trying to fire nobody. I know a lot of AEW people do listen to this, but yo, the same exact way you want to bring all these people, take some of that money and get these niggas training. And you get more people or just teach them how to do it better. Get someone else who's a master in Hollywood and get them these classes. Because it's ridiculous how bad the production is at AEW. Like, that's the only thing where I'll keep on getting on them about. Everything else, I'd be like, all right, cool, I get it. But yo, listen, this week was terrible. The bad camera angles for many weeks, they're getting better. But I'm sick of saying that they're getting better. Yo,
I mean, you're gonna be saying that.
Yeah, like
that's what you signed up for.
But understand
when you
that,
said I'm gonna give these niggas a chance, that's what you signed up for.
But then again, though, I always say this way: a lot of us wasn't around when WWE was trying to get their stuff together, or WCW or ECW. So we're now seeing the beginning of something on TV compared to Impact TNA. I know guarantee y'all parents was not spending $10 every week for that pay-per-view. Niggas need to stop fronting and say that. No, I guarantee they wasn't.
I mean, mine's barely was paid
right.
for WWE.
Right. So now we see the beginning of this. But like I said before, Blood and Guts, I was highly entertained. I was like, yes. I felt the sense of like, it was just gory. I loved that. You know, I just love white men killing each other in cages.
Okay,
you know?
Sir Wilkins, your thoughts on Blood and Guts?
But yes. Overall, though, son, the production
was
sucked. They need to step their game up.
I didn't have a problem with that they recorded the match before because it was a pandemic. Things are gonna be different, and then they had to do what they had to do for it. Now, two things. If you're going to do a match of that caliber, picture-in-picture should not be done.
Too many goddamn commercials. It was the same thing this week with fucking Darby and Russo's match. Yeah. Too many fucking commercials. But goddamn.
But they have to
just pay it.
But the thing about it.
Okay, someone said that I was there live, so it didn't look like it probably looked better live.
Well, that cage, it's hard because watching a cage, because I went to War Games. And it's actually it's not as appealing live. I loved it, but it's not like watching wise because you're all over the fucking place and you're watching two rings with a fucking cage. So now your outlook, your outlook is it's a little distorted because you're looking at you're looking at a cage through a cage to two rings. So it's
but go ahead.
It's a little hard.
But one of the things was that, and this is something I said, who's ever producing these matches how to do a better job with the spots and understand when the commercials are going to come. Yes, it's pretty hard to do that because there's so many things going on, but they should have done a better job. They should have done a much better job. And when it comes to the camera angles, there's a whole ass truck outside.
Yeah.
A whole ass truck outside that their job is to pan, move. And we've seen WWE get fucked up. We've watched wrestling enough times, so I'm not going to say
basketball too.
I'm not going to sit here and say that.
Yeah, everything.
It doesn't happen at WWE.
Yeah, but it happened far less.
But the thing, much far less. But the thing about it, this is one of your biggest matches of the year.
Yeah.
That was on free
pay-per-view level type of
on free TV.
On free TV. On a pay-per-view
put that out there.
Style level. So why don't you have people prepared to pan and move stuff out?
Why?
You know where that spot was going to happen with Jericho. You know he was going to fall down. You know he was going to take the blade out to cut himself. You know what was going to happen. I shouldn't see it. Now, it is live TV. And there's been times when you've seen the blade, when Stone Cold took out the blade.
Mad times.
A couple of times, but not mad times.
Not mad times.
No. Not Stone Cold, but just in general.
But the thing about it happened numerous times during that match.
Miles want to try on that obnoxious chain.
It happened numerous times during that match. It's one of those things where you got to be like, yo, y'all gotta do better than this because y'all making us look stupid. And word on the street, the wrestlers were pissed at the production team.
Yep.
I mean, didn't they
for that
not learn
debacle.
from the fucking explosion, but not explosion? Like,
But-
were there no lessons learned from that? So my take on it is, one, it was on free TV. They really, if they were anticipating to go back on the road, and if you were anticipating on having fans, especially for Double or Nothing, you should have hold blood and guts until you was able to do it in front of a crowd in that manner. In my opinion, you should have held it. And honestly, it should have been it. Like you mentioned, it was a pay-per-view worthy match. It should have been on pay-per-view.
But here's the thing, though. Reason why they haven't. This is what I think. And AEW have a great track record. They always tend to like make it up for it. So I think they're having a stampede thing at Double or Nothing is the way saying that our bad. This next one will make it 10 times better.
Well, they're 1-1, so they have to have like. When you went into Blood and Guts, you already kind of knew like the Inner Circle kind of had already the one up. Because of the running from the locker room shit.
Right.
So you already knew they kind of like was there. And then
Right.
when the Pinnacle won, which I don't disagree with. I do think the Pinnacle should have won that match. I just think the end, y'all say what y'all want, and y'all want to complain about camera angles. It really shouldn't have ended the way that it did. If you were going to do like the whole like, no, we quit, and then he still goes off the cage, it was just like
It was anticlimactic. It was very anticlimactic.
I could have did way without.
They should have just threw him off and then have them surrender after.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
They correct. Like if you're going to, because it reminded me, it gave me that flashback of when Rikishi fell off the Hell in a Cell, and I was like, the match didn't end. These niggas kept going. So what do you mean? Like how was the whole Sammy Guevara ass going? No, we surrender.
I should have like
to
I said
fucking,
this.
and then for him to like, and it wasn't even like a, it wasn't like a whoop like you in the hood. It was come here. It was a this come here.
Yeah.
And that nigga fell off the cage. It was just like what?
My thing is this
Why
way.
did we
My
do
thing
that?
is this way. Is the ending is the ending because.
But the ending is what you remember.
But let me finish. The ending's the ending, right? No matter how they want to do it, that's their company, right? I would have said this. Switch out Jericho, put Sammy. Sammy's the one that him and NJ have been beefing forever. It's the reason why they had a little ripple within that group. Sammy is younger. Sammy.
Jericho can prove that he's gonna save Sammy, so that's why he gives up. I get it.
And guess what?
Sammy
is the age of the internet. He knows that it's gonna get clicks. He knows that this thing right here will go viral on YouTube.
But the thing about it would have went viral regardless if it was a good spot.
Yeah.
No. But I'm saying this. Switch out the
I get what you're saying. But if it was the same camera angle, Sam would have gotten shit.
Yeah, like to me personally, it would had not, the camera angle could have been up
No,
above,
but
it
I'm
could have been
saying
left,
this way
right.
that
I don't care.
if Jericho didn't want to take that risk of the bum, switch out someone younger
But it
who's willing
wasn't
to do
even
that.
really a risk of a bump.
But I'm saying this way: if
he fell on the padding.
But listen to what I'm saying. All that padding and stuff like that, Jericho want to feel safe.
Correct.
Sammy, this is what I'm saying. If you swap out Sammy would have been willing to take more of the risk because he took a lot of bumps in that thing.
But Sammy still, guess what? The way that it was already set up, no matter who would have took it, you still was falling on a fucking mattress. But it didn't matter.
Salvador says, "I'm not sure how it was on TV, but we didn't see the ending of Jericho's falling."
Exactly. It looked better in person.
No, he's saying it didn't.
They didn't see
and
it at
that's
all.
the issue when you're
they
live.
didn't?
But that's the issue when you're live and
I
it's
didn't
a
hear
cage match.
that. My
The
bad.
cage shit, depending on where you are, it is hard to see certain things. So like when I was at War Games,
You're right.
I was actually hard cam side.
Yeah.
But you
Wow.
couldn't see anybody because the cage blocks everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But if you weren't on our side when fucking Kevin Owens and was it Kevin and Adam Cole did that spot, or was it Tommaso Ciampa and Adam Cole did that fucking spot? If you weren't on our side, you would have never seen the setup of that.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on where you're sitting at, that's why like cages and shit like that is like
So-
like if they were in all honesty, if they were gonna record something, it should have been that match, just like they did the fucking football thing.
Okay, cool. So
you should have recorded that.
So basically, it's not an AEW thing when it comes to these cages. It's basically a wrestling
The
problem.
cage thing is a tricky thing.
It's a wrestling problem. then.
It's a very tricky thing because
which is
it's
why
so tight and everything. But
And you can have drawings
which is why
inside there.
which is why it goes
Okay.
back to you guys' point in terms of production. Like if you already know historically cages, you can't see shit. You're not gonna be able to see shit. Historically, you already know that you're going to go into it with the game plan. In all honesty, though, because then we'll move on to This Week in Wrestling. In all honesty, Tony Khan always talking about he got all this money. You should have paid for the fucking commercial. So it should have been commercial free.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
It should have been commercial free on pay-per-view.
Correct.
Because there was a part,
if you were going to do it on TV, it should have been commercial free. If you were going to do it on pay-per-view, then that would have been
Because there was a part that really pissed me off when they ripped up the ring. I wanted to see that.
No, or the fucking when Warlow ass came in. You didn't even see him come in.
But the thing about it is like...
But that's production and timing.
And this is why AEW is better when you watch it on the TNT app. It's way better.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
There's no picture-in-picture.
Oh, there's no commercials.
If you watch it like on demand.
That's what I said, you know.
Yeah. No, well you
said
TNT
app, but
TNT
it's the same thing. Whatever.
TNT app could have been you still watch it live. So I was like, what?
If you watch on TNT on demand, it's a way better show. Like the match is better on TNT on demand.
Well, I think that's just wrestling in general when there's no commercials. Because the same, like if I watch SmackDown on Hulu, even though they don't show like every single thing, but the hour and a half, I get the gist of it. And
but the thing about it is WWE is good. They know how to do the commercial cues.
But that's what I'm saying is that, like she said, you have all this money.
Yeah.
You can't sit here and want to. Y'all niggas just got Tim Tebow ass as a tight end, and y'all gonna throw money at this nigga.
They own the Jaguars.
Focus.
No, it's the same thing. You own fucking AEW. You own the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars.
He takes care of the Jaguars.
Correct. He's front office in the Jacksonville Jaguars. So regardless, at the end of the day, Tony Khan, you can't be out here talking about I'm about to make it rain on all these people and buy all these wrestlers, but then you can't fucking buy good production people, or you can't fucking buy the commercials.
That was my point.
What the fuck?
Yo, instead of you fighting these production niggas, it's like, yo, I'm gonna bring in these professionals, gonna show you, yo, this is the standard I want. If you can't meet these standards, you're fired.
But the thing about that's what it should have been. You should have put that money in there.
But guess what? What if I and we'll move on. I challenge, and what if I say, what if the people are professionals, and what if they know what they're doing, but the people that they're getting word from is telling them different?
That's the thing. They're not working.
Because in the same breath, they can have top-notch people. They can have all the people that been doing production for over 20, 25 years. But you got people sitting just like this in the back, giving the cues, telling what the camera angles they want or whatever, and it's not right. So you can't. Which is why. Which is why for me, I said that the camera angle, it didn't matter what camera angle that ending spot, it didn't matter for me. It was the fucking fact that shit ended that way. It was like, what? But all right, this week in wrestling, WWE on their end, they are gearing up for WrestleMania Backlash, where you're gonna have Braun Strowman versus Bobby versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. You also have Cesaro versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. You have Bayley versus Becky. Becky lost. See, this is why y'all got me talking about her. What? Bayley versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title. What other matches do they have? I don't know. But what are a few things this week? You also had NXT, where they had the 2 out of 3 falls for the Cruiserweight title. You had
the new faction.
Let's talk about.
Wait, question. Why is Cody getting canceled again?
You said Cody got. What is that about? Yeah, I don't know what this.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No.
You didn't watch Dynamite?
I didn't know. I caught so we had caught maybe the beginning, and I caught like maybe one match, and then I caught the end.
What did he say wrong?
He's not being canceled. He's just being laughed at.
But what did he say?
So, all right.
Because I was trying to figure it out.
No, I watched it. He just said that I'm not the Mike now. I'm the American Dream.
No, he didn't say that. It just made no sense. So the promo was this. So people.
He came out for 10 minutes and then talks and then said maybe
I'll play it. Hold on.
What did he say?
It was weird. But as he pulls up the promo from
all right,
Cody,
it's trash. All right, end of story.
No,
all
but
right.
there has to be a reason why. You can't just be like, well, fuck it then. No, I kind of want to know because literally everybody's been talking about this all morning, and I'm just like, what the fuck did he say?
AEW is a cool thing to hate right now.
It really isn't though.
Yes, it is.
There's certain things. So we're gonna talk about how I didn't like that Darby loss.
A beautiful black American princess who will have both identities, shun neither, and I want her to know.
It's scared. That was.
My wife will give birth to a beautiful white a beautiful black American princess who will have both identities, shun neither, and I want her to know.
She's gonna be pretty though. She's gonna be pretty. She gonna look like her
I want
mama.
her to know. I didn't just lay down under another man's flag.
But you did, though.
I didn't just have this defeatist attitude when somebody ran down the United States. I got up off my ass and I fought back.
What he said that's wrong.
So this is what I took.
It's just that awkward beginning. Like,
Hold on, it was more to the
you could.
promo.
I would have been okay with biracial Charles.
No, but okay. This is a couple things.
Educate me.
A couple things. First,
black daughter.
first things first. The whole entire, not the whole thing. The whole entire promo, he really didn't say anything. He
Talked in circles.
He was talking in circles. He was talking about Anthony go that he's gonna fight.
I know. I saw it.
He's gonna fight. Number 2, your child is black.
Right. The fuck? So confused.
They said this. Whatever your daddy is, that's what you are.
No. Now when the cops come.
Correct.
Okay, let me ask you a question. He said that this way. Is going to give birth to someone who understands both sides. Look, this is how I took it.
That's what I'm saying. He could say biracial. He didn't
But
have to. It was
yo,
weird.
y'all getting mad how he said it though,
No,
but y'all missing the note. Educate me.
It's the tone.
You didn't let me finish. Because the thing about it, man has great passion and great cadence when he cuts a promo. Because the promo, book-wise, he was great. It was what he was saying. There was no reason to say that. There was no reason to say my biracial child. No, no reason to say my white and black child with both identities. First of all,
grammatically, that just sounds incorrect.
That's one. Number 2, at the end of the day, because it goes back to slavery, you got a little bit of black in you.
You got a black woman.
You were considered black.
Yeah.
That identity stuff leads to identity issues.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, that's going to be a black woman that he's going to give birth to. She's giving birth to.
Yeah.
That's one. Number 2, they did some cornball shit where they panned the camera to this white dude wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. Nigga, what?
That's not on Cody.
No, hold on.
No.
It might be.
Oh, yeah, actually. Because he might have produced his own promo. You never know.
So you say that Cody was in the ring and say that, go pan to the black dude.
No, they could have been earlier in the show.
It wasn't a black dude, it was a white dude.
First of all, they could have been early in the show.
You know what
and
it
they
is,
could have
though?
said,
You know what it is,
yo,
though?
And the promo wasn't.
But AEW's are not the only ones that do that. I will say that.
All these companies come out and said that, like Kraft said that Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I support y'all.
No,
but yeah,
not
honestly,
that.
y'all as a white though, right?
No. It's not that part.
Niggas.
It's the part of that they'll pick certain fans if they see
I agree
throughout
with
the show.
you. It's pandering.
Look, that's how that nigga got on TV. That nigga that day.
But he was dancing.
But that nigga that day bought that New Day shirt. We
yeah,
got
yeah.
to Barclays. He bought the shirt.
But that wasn't
super
my
happy.
reason.
No. I know that, but I'm just saying. I'm saying it in a sense of no. I'm saying
You've
it
never
in a
cemented in
sense.
history though.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
that nigga's a
You know
jit.
how many girls text me
Wild.
that?
Yo, is that your brother? But no, I say that in saying that
They move like this?
those that are producing the show are looking at the crowd.
No,
so
I
they're
get that.
picking
I
certain
get that, but the
individuals
thing
to
is,
pan to.
But the thing is though, there was no reason to mention you're black.
To be honest, though, there was no. To be honest, though, I didn't even understand why he was even actually on fucking TV because the week before that nigga definitely put a flag over you.
Yeah, he put a flag over, and it's supposed to be U.S. versus.
So I don't get how you looked weak as fuck when you had a flag over you, which was some wild shit.
Up.
Which was some wild shit, but then the next week, he didn't get beat up.
He got punched in the gut.
Yeah.
Yo, no.
He did not get beat up.
No. That gut punch, they selling it. They building up. So Big Show punch you one time. Always here, Big Show been punch you. The one time it's punch you, supposed to get knocked out.
No, but hold on. Big Show is 7'5",
believable.
400 pounds.
He been pushing me forever. So one day, he gets power in his
that's
punch.
wild.
No,
he actually wasn't. When the fucking Big Show was the Giant, that nigga he wasn't punching people out.
That's the Giant.
It's the same nigga.
No, it's not.
Don't do
it's
that.
It's the Giant and
We're
the Big
not
Show.
doing this today. We're not
So
doing
hold
this
on.
today.
So Salvador. So Salvador is an OD
huge
AEW fan. So I respect his opinion when he says something against
me too.
it. So Salvador said, no lie, no one I have seen as far as fans go, I have seen wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt. Only talent. I go to a lot of AEW shows in Jacksonville. So that's why that shit looked like it was pandering like fuck. Because they put somebody in the crowd, clap the thing.
But they always put that. That's not an AEW thing. That's a wrestling thing.
Yeah, but the thing about it,
Sorry, not sorry.
We know you were pandering. That's what I'm saying. My whole point, it wasn't a good promo because Cody cuts good promos. And he was trying to say America versus England.
And how you gonna fucking sell when you got punched, had the flag thrown over you, but then the next week you sitting there suited and booted? How are you selling what happened to you?
He should have it like his
How are you selling
his,
that?
Stomach like beat
if
up
he
or
would have
something.
came next week, I would have been like, all right, you know what? That nigga punched him so hard, he missed the next week. He came next week.
Yeah,
I would have respected that. But how am I supposed to take whatever the fuck y'all got going on serious?
Is that
if
the
you
case
ain't
then? Is that the case then? Every time Big Show punched him in the face, they should never came back to next week then.
Yeah. So like, get granted when
So you keeping the same energy with these
So
dudes.
remember when Braun and fucking Bobby went through that shit?
Yeah.
They wasn't on TV the next week.
So the thing about it,
we talk about
No,
punches.
no, we're not. You're talking about punches. I'm not talking
but
about
hold
that.
on. This is what I'm saying.
I'm not talking about that.
This is what I'm saying. This is wrestling in general.
Oh,
You want it to feel real. So, yes, to me it was a gut punch. But are you going to sell the gut punch? So you know what? Say you have internal bleeding. Sell that for next week on Dynamite.
Anthony Gogo or whatever the fuck his name, he should have been the one on this week on Dynamite talking wild shit.
He was on
Elevate.
Elevation or
He
Dark.
should have been on Dynamite talking wild shit.
He should have. But the thing about it, Cody should have sold it a little bit more. Hey, Cody can't be on. He had internal because I see what you're saying. But I see what you're saying can make it feel like it's a big deal.
If you're gonna build it,
I know what you
mind
mean.
you only got 2 weeks left. Understandable.
You could do something very simple where like you cough and blood came out.
Or even
no. Why not?
Or I
There's
even
no need for that.
It's better though. Internal bleeding.
No, so I give you one better. If he would have had the promo and Tony Schiavone would have been in the middle of the ring and he would have did the interview, it would have been an interview via satellite. I would have sold that.
Okay.
I would have did.
But
come on.
My thing with the promo wasn't good because he made it seem like he's this white savior and he's gonna save America.
He out here, Messiah.
because he got a biracial kid and he's bringing America together.
Dang it, Cody.
That was you see what I mean? That was my problem because
That nigga
why are you mentioning your biracial child?
Because you know why I said dang Cody? Because instantly that
click.
You know what? Like once he said white savior, I thought that the fact that when he beat up Moose.
Yeah, and the thing about you act like you're Captain America, and I get.
And then he went from I'm not the American nightmare, I'm the American dream. I was like,
and I get what you were trying to do because when
cool.
Anthony put the flag over him on Dynamite, it was Dynamite last week.
It was
right?
Dynamite the week before.
I was like, this makes sense. I know what they're gonna do. America versus England. I knew off the rip that's what they were gonna do.
Okay.
But the thing about the promo was, it was like he took a dump on the fucking plate and told me it was chocolate cake. Okay. That was my thing. There was no need to talk about your daughter.
Look, at the end of the day, we all probably figure he's gonna put over Anthony Gogo.
What happened?
Cody was with his Martin Luther King thing.
That's
Okay. Because like you know what it is though.
And Double or Nothing is Memorial Day. Shout out to Izzy for saying that.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You know what it is though. In wrestling, they say everything's racist. So to the point where there was a point where like I'm looking like, is that really racist, or you just have a personal bias against the person?
But it's you have to understand the bigger picture. Like wrestling, the reason why wrestling works when wrestling works is because it's in tune to what's going on.
I agree.
So currently, January 6th, niggas stormed the White House.
Yeah.
We just finished with the George Floyd case. Mm-hmm. We're dealing with that. So in his head, he's thinking like, oh, I'm going to talk about my biracial child to bring America. No, my nigga, no.
He low-key pulled the Hogan. And
that's not what we're doing.
That's not Hogan. Chill.
Read the room.
Hogan being like, Hogan's whole theme song is I am American.
But it makes sense for that time, though.
But the thing about it, he should have flipped.
This is the same time.
He should have flipped it and been like, yo, this is America. This is America going up against England. I gotta bring America back.
Just like we did for the Civil,
for what we've been doing for the past couple of
American Revolution.
Like I gotta bring America back. We've been suffering.
Yeah, but then again, you always said that. Oh, you some kind of white savior.
I wouldn't. But the thing about it, there's no reason to mess.
That's how he took it.
But the thing about it, it's the biracial child thing.
Because I agree with you. Because at
the end of the day. At the end of the fucking day, and this goes beyond wrestling, you still black.
Yeah.
That identity thing when white people like to say, oh, it's the culture. What culture? You're white.
Yeah.
You really have no culture.
Speaking about
But go ahead.
Speaking about white though, so Dynamite was
What happened?
was interesting as fuck. What I didn't care for.
What happened?
What she said before.
Cody Baby is the cure to all the madness. But go ahead. What
Probably
you
for
gonna say?
AEW.
Babe.
Now
definitely like how nobody will work with us
So
now.
my
Thanks,
issue,
Kiki. Thanks.
my issue with this week's episode. So first thing is the whole Young Bucks versus SCU match. When fucking I don't know who's who. One of them Jackson brothers. I thought it was beyond corny and unnecessary to say the same thing HBK said to Rick.
It got you tight though, right?
Nah, that shit blew mine because I was like, the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas? But no, but it did.
Heel work.
But I've already.
Everybody on the internet reacted to it.
No, but
we live in
guess
an
what?
era
I
of clickable
don't
moments.
even really care about them like that anyway to begin with. So it never
but
was
you hate
awesome.
it.
I hated the fact
That's
that you
it.
guys
It works.
felt. No, I hated the fact that you guys felt like you always sit here and shit on WWE. You do this, you do that, but then you take an infamous line from a WrestleMania and use it.
But the Young Bucks been doing this for years.
No,
Young Bucks been
That
taking
shit
everything
is-
for everybody
That shit
and
is
using it in
corny.
an act.
That shit is corny.
So
where's your own act?
they've
Where's
been
your own
doing
shit?
it for years. That they skit.
Where's
They
your
bring
own
back
shit?
certain stuff to make fun of
But
it.
where's your own shit? And then going back to you saying the production, whoever fucking thought to tell Tony Schiavone to go backstage to fucking Dean Ambrose and fucking Eddie Kingston.
John Moxley?
Fucking, you heard, I said what I said. For the cameraman to go backstage and not
And
complete
that's
the
what I
moment
was gonna
of
say.
SCU,
And
I was
that's what
like,
I'm gonna say.
what the fuck was that
and
about?
that's what I'm gonna say. And that's
That's trash.
That's the moment I was talking
That whole
about
shit was
because
unnecessary.
What happened?
I'm lightheaded.
So the thing. So drink
You
some
want
water.
some water?
So the thing is,
I'm mad lightheaded.
that's what
Have
that's
some
what.
water here.
So that's one of the problems
Here,
with.
you want some gum?
Yeah.
Here.
Why my sugar dropped?
Yeah. You got all excited.
So that's one of the problems though. You have to be
You gotta have your own shit.
I
Like,
agree with her on that.
you
one.
gotta have your own
You have to
shit.
have your own thing. And I know the mocking is like get the clicks and stuff like that, but let's have a conversation. Let's really dissect. But hold on, wait. Let's really dissect this. Who are the Young Bucks? What are their characters?
Young Bucks are these wild dudes that just like basically like take everything.
They take everything.
Yeah.
So you don't know who their character is though.
Yeah. There's some wild boys.
They do the too sweet.
Briscoes is Wild Boys.
They do the too sweet.
Okay.
They super kick.
Mm-hmm.
They have money flowing. They have money for dropping.
Mm-hmm.
They're imitating HBK.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who their character is.
So okay.
So no, I will never take away for what they did. I have super respect for them.
Okay.
When you really break it down, who are they?
Nets tackle all these issues. Nets tackle everything.
Matt Jackson's fine as fuck.
He's
Nets.
not. You got bad taste.
Nets.
What's Kiki saying there?
Girl, no. But you from Texas, so I understand.
I don't like men, so I don't know what men's attractive.
You can still say if a guy looks handsome, that's
But I won't
not.
say he's attractive.
He got gray hair though, my nigga.
He does. Like his
Do y'all not remember how y'all threw over Sonny? So fuck is you talking about?
No.
Anyway,
Sonny a bad bitch.
any last thing for this?
No. Sonny is though, son.
Yes.
So Sonny's a bad bitch.
Any
I feel
last?
I feel like Sonny's been like.
No,
rainbows,
no, he smells good.
He does. Yes.
Smells delicious.
Yes.
And he got soft skin.
Mad soft.
All right. Last but not least, before we end the show, let's talk about the TNT title that has been consecutively defended. What was it 16 weeks?
I love that story, B.
Honestly, they could have stretched out the story a little longer. That's why I didn't like that he lost. But that's just me.
Kiki said I'll be a top for Sonny.
Who's a top for Sonny?
Kiki said I'll be a top for Sonny.
Okay. Yeah. I can see it. I get it.
We don't like.
So, what were your thoughts on Rusev Day versus Darby Allin?
It was a good match.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yo,
9 weeks. It wasn't 16 weeks.
Oh, okay. I knew it was long as fuck. Thank you for
It made sense.
Izzy.
Like
Thank you, Izzy.
it made sense. And it made sense because Darby Allin was been fighting for his life for weeks. Like who knows how long he been injured for. And on top of that, them boys injure him Come on, B. He's ready to wrestle 100%. That's why Tony Khan put that clause like, yo, no matter what it is, he knows how reckless he is. So him losing only makes sense. You know what he did, son? I was like, I know he's gonna be a star. He saw his emo daddy. His daddy looked at him just like,
I'm so over Sting on that fucking side of the ring.
He's like, yo, listen, I'm
God.
proud of you. He gave him
The fist
a
pump.
faded
That
fist
was
pump.
cute.
You see, son?
That was cute.
You see, son? Niggas like you, son, like don't appreciate
I
the
said
art.
it was cute.
Keyword, you don't appreciate art, man.
I can't say it was cute.
All you like is violence. That's why.
I
To the
don't.
people out
I
there
really
that
don't.
who enjoyed
I don't
a
like
good
death-
storyline
I
with my
don't
son
like death
Darby
matches.
Allin, my son been putting in working for weeks. Yeah, you have to
Yeah, and I've never denied that.
understand that.
However,
But the emotional side though, like you say, oh, that's cute.
it is
Because she a
cute.
Virgo.
Yeah,
It's cute
yeah.
though.
Ain't got no soul.
Yeah.
But my thing
If you have
is
spit his face,
is that-
yeah, Darby, yeah.
No, I'm not doing that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
The
like
fuck
you
is
don't
that
appreciate,
about?
like you don't appreciate
I said it
emotional
was
storylines.
cute. Like I actually, I do.
You know what? Something I
Second of all-
realized. You know something I realized.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I agree with you.
So even though we were shitting on Cody for every week, he really established that belt.
Thank you.
That's one thing I will say.
Thank you.
He helped establish
Thank
at
you.
being that
Thank
workhorse belt.
I like the fact that it's the belt. I like the fact that it's the closer.
Yeah.
I'm not, and some people don't, but I do.
I honestly think the
I
TNT
think
title
it
is more important
being-
than the actual championship.
and
title.
that's a conversation to be had next
No,
week. That's
no.
wild.
I think that's good because every championship should feel important.
But I don't
think-
feel
I
like
think
the
it
world
feels-
title's
I
important.
think it feels more important than the world title.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a problem.
Listen, no, I think that's good because guess what though? Every time
The
that
face of the company's title is not more important.
let me finish. Kenny's still wrestling money good because every time that he goes on a pay-per-view, that pay-per-view does numbers. So I bet you. What? So no. So let me get this straight. Haters pay the same exact price as supporters.
That was actually a good bar.
You understand? So everybody who hated on Cody watched that match and made
Which
record.
match? Rich Swan?
Yeah.
It made record for Impact.
Doesn't matter though. Doesn't. What you mean? It doesn't matter though. It does not matter.
What, did he bring new people in? Yes. But do I believe that he's that mega blockbuster guy? No. Could he has potential to be that? Yes. But he is nowhere near that just yet.
Okay.
His promos need to be better.
Okay. I'm gonna say this because like I've been off for 2 weeks. Let me make this very quick. Yo, you made a comparison to Roman and Kenny, right?
Yeah.
Reason why that ultimate Kenny the Edge because he literally went through the dirt. He literally went all over the place and harnessed his craft. And the fact that he got big over in Japan, that still does mean something. Roman, on the other hand, though, he's basically had the rocket to his back. When you think of Bleach, right? Growing up, my mother said, get some Clorox. All might think of Bleach, correct? Mm-hmm. WWE, when you think of wrestling, you think of wrestling, people say, oh, WWE. So it's easier for Roman to become more of a mega star. And on top, hold on. And on top of that, look who's his cousin. This is why I said that even though that he has all this working with him, I still give Roman credit because Roman still had to do his part to make sure to fill in those blanks.
Roman still got booed in Philadelphia with The Rock in the ring.
So I'm gonna throw this at you
Just gonna say that.
because even though you said all those things, you're still discrediting what Roman has done.
I didn't say
no,
that.
Hold on. Wait. Because you're giving him credit, but you're saying that The Rock was thrown on his back. He works for WWE. His cousin is The Rock. Now I'm gonna say this right now. Roman was shitted on throughout his run.
That's why I said he still got to do his part.
Wait. Shitted on.
Mm-hmm.
Had cancer. He had to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Then he had to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Then because of his immune system being so weak, he disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Came back and is the hottest thing in professional wrestling.
That's why.
But the thing is, hold on. He reinvented himself, added something more because he's been in talks with Paul Heyman. He's been in talks, not WWE.
Yeah.
He's been trying to adjust it. So you have to give him a little bit more.
I did.
No, you gave him credit, but you're not giving him enough.
Bro, I said that even though that he had all of this in his favor, he still had to do his part and fill in the blanks.
And the thing about it, Kenny, You are the face of the company, but why is Jon Moxley more popular than you?
Mon cher, Metando. Metando, mon cher.
So that is the problem.
So it goes back to you saying that the TNT title, which I agree, is more relevant and more valuable
because
to AEW.
I think Darby's even more popular than Kenny.
And I agree.
Because
that's a problem.
But then
you
again,
can't sit here and be the face of the company and then be on 2 fucking different companies.
I'm going to say this.
And still not.
I'm going to say this.
Hit the way it's supposed to.
I'm going to say this. It's easier to judge the run because it's still going.
But the thing about we can judge Roman's run. Roman's run been phenomenal.
Can you put your hands up?
Huh?
Put your hands up.
Oh.
Because you're coughing.
Yeah.
But we're going to wrap up, Miles, I promise.
Oh, yeah. But understand that I agree with both of y'all saying, though. But reason why that even so far it's been good with Roman run. But I'm going to judge it as an entirety once it's over.
I'm not even judging I'm not even talking about the run itself.
Yeah, but Kenny, listen. We're going to revisit this conversation when his run is over.
Okay.
No. It's only right because we did it for Jon Moxley. We did it for Jericho. We did it for...
We do it for everybody, but
every
I'm
champion.
just saying
it's
that...
It's only right
and I'm gonna,
to give him a fair shot.
And guess what?
Look, y'all judging it?
I'm saying...
Y'all judging it?
If you're going to push someone as the face of the company, their title and themselves should be the most valuable. He should be the most valuable player, and he is.
Understand that. But who's in everyone's mouth? Kenny. Regardless of hate or not. Every moment that Kenny does something, look at Kenny. Why he doing the title like that?
Oh, that's just nitpicking, and you know that.
Of course, but he still is everyone's mouth.
But the bigger picture, though, is that title, the TNT title means more than the world title.
Because it's on TV more. Just like how the IC title meant more than the Brock title when you had it.
Right, and that was a problem. Like, if you're gonna, my thing is, and we're gonna end the show.
Problem.
My thing is, though, if you're going to be the face of the company, then your value should be the highest value.
I think that, but then again, listen, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, though, it's Kenny's gonna do it his way.
And guess what? And it only benefits Kenny. Because in all honesty, that, like I said from the beginning, that partnership with Impact has only really benefit who? Kenny Omega.
Let's see at the very end.
You can see now. There has been, and that was always what, I said that weeks ago. My issue was if it was going to be a partnership, why hasn't Deonna Purrazzo popped the fuck up and
still
fucking
young.
Challenge Britt Baker?
Give it some time. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I don't get how the Good Brothers is the only niggas that keep going on both shows. I don't get it.
Give it some time.
Sure.
Right now, it's easy to judge.
I'm not, though, because that shit is stupid. But I hear what you're saying, but
you are judging it. I call it stupid then.
Because it is stupid.
You're judging it.
Because it's stupid.
But you said that I'm not judging it, though.
If something is stupid, then it's stupid. Is it not? Do you not think that that's not stupid? How the Good Brothers are the only niggas on Impact and on AEW, and guess what? And they still don't wrestle.
I like egg and cheese, y'all. I love egg and cheese in the morning with my tea.
What?
Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the season premiere of the Jobbertears podcast season 9. Because, that is something stupid is stupid. And I'm just going to say what it is. But once again, this weekend, we are going to be at Legends for WrestleMania Backlash. Make sure to come out support. And then 2 weeks after that, it will be Memorial Day weekend. We kick it off with Battle Club Pro's show on May 29th, where they will crown a new franchise champion. Mm-hmm. And then
it's gonna be Yaya.
Then we will be back at Legends.
Why you hating on my man Yaya?
I didn't hate. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's a joke. Relax, dogs.
I'm trying to end the show and you want to joke. I'm like, what? So.
But don't call me the Joker.
We will be at Legends Sunday for Double or Nothing, so make sure to come out and support. And then June, also, once again, you can buy tickets on sale for Battle Club Pros. And then also this weekend,
description below. This
weekend, if you are aspiring to be a wrestler or you are a wrestler and you want to perfect your craft, Battle Club Pros will have their first open house in Long Island City. You can hit up Mr. Joaquin Morales for more information. But once again, they're opening up their school to help those that are looking for a new wrestling home. So make sure to support that.
It's in Jersey, right?
No, it's going to be in Long Island City. It's in Queens.
I saw something else.
Other than that, any last words, comments, concerns? And I actually like egg and sausage on a croissant for breakfast with tea to end that off.
Oh. You just saved it with your randomness. You don't like that, right? I took a page right out of your book.
Yeah, and that's why. And guess what? I threw it back at you. Anyway, those that are listening, thank you for joining. Thank you for any comments that you have participated in. We appreciate it as always. You can make sure to subscribe to the Jobbertears podcast YouTube page. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that jazz. Make sure to also subscribe to all of our brothers and sisters under the network. We got some things in the works for the summer, so make sure to stay tuned. We're really excited about it, and hopefully, by the end of the month, the world will know. But as always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mrblacc. # Black Excellence. # We are out.
I was over, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Trying to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.